Everyone enjoys getting out on the town for some live music. And there's nothing like going backstage and down the hall for a VIP pass to the inside information and interviews with the bands, singers, and songwriters that you enjoy. Welcome to Hall Around Town Radio's Backstage Hall Pass, a showcase of homegrown talent, mixing independent music with personal interviews and a behind-the-scenes look at our music community. Backstage Hall Pass is your front row center seat to some great conversation with the area's most talented artists. Whether you like rock, blues, folk, country, or R&B, Backstage Hall Pass delivers you a daily dose of the stories behind the music. And now, here's the host of our show, Scott Hall.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Hall Around Town Radio on a Tuesday. It's Top 5 Tuesday. It is. And you're here, and so are we. Let's see if anybody catches up with the live feed today. Maybe I can get this to work here. Let's see what's happening. How's everybody today out there? Make a comment. Let us know if you're in the house. We'd love to hear from you today. We would. Top 5 Tuesday. We're going to have some fun with the topic. It's going to be enjoyable here for the next little bit. Big weekend. If you watched our show yesterday, you got to see who we saw playing out. And over 75 of you posted on our page yesterday who you saw playing out over the weekend. We appreciate you supporting live local music, no matter where it was or who it was. Ed Sawicki, good day to you, my friend. Steve Downey, thank you for being here. Skip from Liars for Hire is in the house. Hello again, Bill. Thank you for dropping by. Top 5 Tuesday topic today, guys, is going to be a fun one. It is songs that were banned from the radio or songs you didn't want your parents to know you listened to. Kind of throw them all in the same category today. What's up, Douglas Hunt? How are you? Thanks for being here. Good to see you. Ladder in the house, checking in on the YouTube channel today. Thank you for being here. And Dave Shore is recuperating from a long weekend. Yes, I bet you are. Did you have a good show on Sunday? It was huge, it looked like. Absolutely huge. Marie Smith in the house. What's going on with you, Marie? All right, guys, the topic today, and again, we're waiting on some live viewers notification. Hopefully you guys got notified. That's why you're on here. But sometimes it takes a few to get the notifications out that people are here. Robert Dwayne Russell is in the house from the Bourbon Road Band. Scotty Collins has joined the party. Brian Messamore also in the house. Good to have you all with us. Thanks for dropping by the program today. All right, let's get it started. Let's start chatting a little bit. Let's talk about songs that were banned from the radio that you remember that the radio had to cut off, or MTV banned. We can go there. We can say songs you played in your bedroom but didn't want your parents to hear, because those are kind of all in the same category today. And that's Top 5 Tuesday topic this afternoon. I'll be heading down to Mr. Burroughs Tavern in a little bit. If you're out and about and want to stop in and play a little trivia with us, we're going to have some fun with that tonight, as we always do on a Tuesday. And if you're playing tomorrow night at Heather's, remember to get a reservation. Last 2 weeks have been sold out crowds there. That's over, last week, 276. We had a couple tables open, but 300 is what we try to do. And we had 325 the week before. So we'd love to have you at that, but get a reservation if you're going on Wednesday night for sure. All right. Mom didn't know you were listening to Kiss, Steve Downey said. Well, yeah. And you know, Nights... What was that? Knights and Satan's something. What? Somebody tell me what that was. I forget now. I'm so old. But yes, Knights and Satan's Service. That's what your parents were saying about Kiss. Yeah, look, Kiss has stood the test of time. They have. Cover of the Rolling Stone was banned from British radio. They don't allow private brands to be pushed. Yeah, British radio is a little tighter knit than the mainland here. It is, but that's interesting. Originally, some Beatles tunes over there were banned from the radio as well. And, for a while, even some stations didn't like Imagine by John Lennon and took it off their playlist. And look at that song and what it did. And what's going on, Linda? How are you? Good to have you here. And Hollywood in the house. We're talking about songs that were banned from the radio today on Top 5 Tuesday, or songs you listen to in your basement or your bedroom and didn't want mom and dad to hear. Songs you'd never have played in the car or those stations that your parents wouldn't tune into at the time. Yeah, if it wasn't on their 8-track or their cassette player, it wasn't happening in the car, was it? Nope. Yes. Cover the Rolling Stone. That's a good tune. It is. So some of them I have as we're going down the list today, and we're looking for your comments today, guys. So please throw them out there to us, if you will. And I noticed my dad has joined the party, so he'll probably have something to say about songs that I shouldn't have been listening to when I was young. Because, they punished me with Tammy Wynette across the United States in a wood grain panel station wagon with a camper behind it. Yes, and the Statler Brothers. I still love the Statler Brothers to this day, probably because of those 8 tracks we were playing. But good stuff. All right, we're looking for your comments. Comments are slow to roll here, so throw them out there if you're here today and let us know. One of the songs that got banned, Scott Luck, thanks for being here. Howdy to you. And who else we've got checking in here today? Lindsay says Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds was one that always makes the list of banned songs. And there's some backstories to all of them, obviously, and why. And we won't get into too much detail today, but that's interesting. And even recently, some songs like in 2009 have been banned from the radio. Lady Gaga had one called Love Game that got banned from the radio. So yeah, she faced censorship on that one because of her song Judas later on as well. It was banned in Lebanon for being offensive to Christianity. And, music's always been controversial. It has. So Scotty Long in the house. Songs that were banned from the radio is our Top 5 Tuesday topic today. Yes, Flowers on the Wall by the Statler Brothers, Hollywood. Has nothing to do with our topic, but we got on a tangent there about mom and dad's 8 tracks and those kind of things. Statler Brothers and Tammy Wynette. I always joke with people I could spell Divorce before I could spell anything else. 2 Live Crew. Yes, the song Me So Horny. That's one that always makes the list. Eminem songs, obviously. Yeah, your parents didn't want you listening to that. They didn't. My Generation by The Who was kind of a unique case. It was banned from radio for a reason totally unrelated to the lyrical content. The lyrics resembled someone stuttering, and people were offended by that. So the BBC prohibited the song from receiving airplay. Later, when it was such a huge hit, they allowed it, though. So money talks, people walk. Yes. Hey, Chris Justice. Cousin Chris is in the house. And again, we're talking today on Top 5 Tuesday, guys, about songs that were banned from the radio or you didn't want your parents to know you were listening to. There was a ton of them in the 90s. I mean, when you started talking about younger kids in the rap generation there, and some of those songs NWA had out about the police or, some of that. Snoop Doggy Dogg. Yes. Conway Twitty called Saturday Night Special was banned. Yeah, talking too violent on that one, I think. And one song by Loretta Lynn, if you can believe that. The queen of country music, Loretta Lynn, had a song called The Pill. Look at the backstory on that one. That's interesting. That one was banned. And radio stations refused to give that one airplay because its content regarding birth control was widely looked down upon in 1975. Haven't we come a long way, baby? Yes, we have. What do we got? Queen, Get Down, Make Love, Steve Downey says. All right. Lindsay Dabe, Louie by the Kingsmen. Yes. You couldn't tell what they were actually singing, so people made up lyrics. There's a lot of those out there. And Douglas said, Twisted Sister. What do you want to do with your life, Doug? For sure. Mike Trent threw in The Pill. We just mentioned that. Lindsay Dabe said The Pill. That's one that's very, it's got a lot of notoriety, I guess. Hey, Kerry said he had a hard time logging in. A lot of people seem to be today. It's a little slower than normal, but that's okay. And I'm getting your comments, guys, as they come in, so keep them rolling. And Mike Trent says an ode to birth control. Yes, it was. Comments are late, guys. So if you made those before we talked about it, understand. I'm sorry. It's all up to the book of face here as we roll these comments on there. Yeah, Walk Like an Egyptian was one that was banned from radio because it was offensive to the Egyptians. And, let's face it, today, everything's offensive. You gotta admit that, folks. I mean, no matter what side of the fence you're on, everything's offensive. It is. The band Wasp, Doug says, okay. Douglas, I'm sorry. I beat you to the pill. I did. That's one that's a big one on the list. Yes. Elvis, yeah, they wanted to ban Elvis, but, again, money talks, and he started selling a ton of records, and all of a sudden it was popular to play him on the radio. It was. And rumor has it the UK, during the Persian War, another one, Bites the Dust by Queen. Did they ban that one? I didn't know that one. That's interesting. Yes. Grew up on country and Western, 2 genres of music, Lindsay Dabe, for sure. Maybe I Mean Yes by Holly Dunn. Yeah, there's a lot of them out there, guys. You can think of them. Songs that were banned from the radio. Madonna had her stint for a while. She even had her videos banned. We'll talk about her in a minute. And late to the show, Julie says, topic today is songs that were banned from the radio or songs you didn't want your parents to know you were listening to. Yes, that's where we're at. Thunder Rolls by Garth. Yeah, that was one for sure. And the other one, too quick. The other Garth song, went to work with her that summer. Yeah, that one was a little interesting. Sounded like a high school kid making his way with the lady of the farm, so to speak. Yes. Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones was a big one that was banned from radio for a long time. Everything David Allan Coe ever sang, Linda says, I will agree with that. He's been banned. Like a Prayer, Madonna was the one that was really scrutinized and taken off of MTV and everything. And MTV tried to be cutting edge, but they only went so far. And, it was real funny, though. It's funny today how quickly an artist can get dropped for a controversial song. I mean, you get dropped right off of there. Hi, Glenn on the YouTube channel. Thanks for checking in. Oh, his whole career was partially. You talk about David Allan Coe, I think. Yes. Well, he's a bit outspoken, but some guys have stood the test of time. You take, Ted Nugent, he's definitely, what side he's on. That's all I can say. And Chris says his mom said Nirvana made him angry. Well, it was, there was a lot of that in the 90s grunge stuff that made some teenagers act out a little bit. It did. Hank Williams Jr. from Monday Night Football for a while. Yeah, it just depends on what you say, I guess. Got to watch what you say. Beastie Boys got banned for a while. They did. But, again, popularity sells. They make it back. There was, let's see what I've got here. Radio was banned by Elvis Costello in the 70s. That was one. Here's a big one, talks about going and killing your old lady. Hey Joe, Jimi Hendrix. That one got banned. And Clear Channel actually banned it after 9/11 because of its violent subject matter, which is interesting. Censorship was an interesting thing back in the 70s and the 80s. Hey Joe makes my list. It's down there on the list a little ways. What do we got? Steve Helwig thrown in there. Hey Conductor, the Mark V from Dayton. I feel much better with a paper dragon in my hand. Was too much of a drug reference. Oh, okay. Well, interesting. Yeah, there was a lot of them banned because of drugs. So keep them coming, people. I'm looking for your comments today. We're looking for songs that were banned from the radio or songs you didn't want your parents to hear you play in your bedroom, that kind of thing. So, and Chris, your mom, she gave me a lot of 45 records. And I can even remember, I'm going to tell this story. I can even remember my mom being upset when my Aunt Mary, and Chris, you can relate to this. Aunt Mary gave me an album for Christmas. It was the Rolling Stones Goat's Head Soup. And that was a Christmas present I got. And I don't think my mom liked that album very well. She didn't like the cover or any of it. So interestingly enough, how about Donna Summer back in the 70s? Does anyone remember this one? Do you remember Love to Love You, Baby? Donna Summer. I mean, let's face it. That's basically an I'll have what she's having moment. It was. Scotty, you're going to get me kicked off with that comment. Well, you'll get blurred. That's what'll happen to you with that one. But yes, Prince had that one song band as well with that similar name. But Donna Summer, man, that it was banned all over the place because of its sexual conduct and all that, and sounds of interesting things happening. Donna Summer, Love to Love You, Baby. Rolling in the Deep by Adele. Did you know that many stations censored part of that song's first verse? Yeah. Because people thought she was saying SHIP or the alternative version in one line. So, yeah, interesting. What do we got? Yeah, I agree, Chris. Everything offends everybody now, and people get all uptight about all kinds of things. Yet, if you listen to some of the lyrics of the music today, they are a whole lot worse than they ever were back in the day of the Beatles and those groups, or even the 90s rap groups look very mild compared to the lyrics of today. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds and Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Bonnie throwing in there. That's a good one. Thank you for cleaning that up, Scotty Long. That's a good one. Thank you so much. Afternoon Delight. It was. Yes, it was on the list. And one that was banned in 2013, the original version of the music video for Blurred Lines, Robin Thicke. And remember when he did like one of the award shows and Miley Cyrus was doing that one with him and she's twerking on him and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, he didn't do his career any favors with that one. Not to mention, who wants Miley Cyrus to twerk on him? Negative Ghost Rider. Pattern is full. All right, keep it coming, people. We got a few more minutes left on this topic today. One interesting one I found that was absolutely blew my mind when I was doing a little research on this topic. God Only Knows by the Beach Boys. July 11th, 1966, when that one came out. And Ballad of the Beach Boys from Pet Sounds was forbidden in some parts of the U.S. for blasphemy. Even without any negative connotation, it was considered unacceptable. And because they used the word God. Boy, we've come a long way now. You can say just about anything now. You can. As long as it's not directed against somebody sensitive. Lola by the Kinks was another one. Thank you, Lindsay Dave. You're coming through with some good ones today. And in 1991, Phil Collins, had his song In the Air Tonight banned on two separate occasions, actually. The BBC in England forbid 67 songs from airplay due to their perceived connection to the war in the Persian Gulf. And the second time was in 2001 when Clear Channel Communications prohibited 162 songs after the 9/11 attacks. And that was one of them. Very interesting times then. It was. All Beatles songs from radio and jukeboxes because Prince owned the rights to them. There you go, Gary, coming through with one. Yeah, let me keep going here on my list. Keep them coming, guys. We got a few more minutes. I'll get you to my top 5 in just a few minutes. I'm down on the list right now. Louie was in there. Lindsay mentioned that one earlier because it was very, very interesting because of the investigation that took place was inconclusive that there were there to interpret the true lyrics to that. But the Kingsmen's drummer later confessed to yelling the 4-letter F word during the song's recording after dropping a drumstick, and it stayed in the mix. So there you have it. And Bonnie said, Mom made me take Elton John's greatest hits back because of Benny and the Jets had the word what? Let me see what it says. I can't see it. Damn in it. Yeah. Interesting. So you bought it and played it when she wasn't. You rebel, Bonnie. If your mom only knew. Yes, if she only knew. Walk Like an Egyptian. We mentioned that one earlier. It was banned because of it's obviously offensive to folks from Egypt in the Middle East. And yeah, there's that one. 9 Inch Nails had one called The Hand That Feeds. MTV, it dropped out of the MTV Music Awards after being prohibited from using an image of President George W. Bush as a backdrop in their performance. And then MTV dropped them. That's how it works. That's how it works. Here's one that is candy coated, but mommies and daddies didn't like it. And it was in that era right before the Tipper Gore stuff took place with the explicit lyric stickers on music. And if you remember those explicit lyric stickers, they did nothing but sell more albums. They really, really did. I mean, if you put that on an album, every kid wanted to buy it. And Chris had Two Live Crew bootleg from the flea market. Mom never knew about that. Yeah, that was not one you wanted to play with your parents in the car. It wasn't. But boy, it was a hit at the clubs. Physical, Olivia Newton-John. That's the one I was talking about from 1981. Hugely popular song. Banned the song due to its sexual contents and censored lines such as "there's nothing left to talk about unless it's horizontally." Interesting. Yes. The NPRC, yes. Old Tipper Gore, man. She went after the musicians. And one of the best video clips, you ever get a chance to go look at it, roll yourself over to YouTube and look at Dee Snider from Twisted Sister testifying in front of the Senate committee or the Congress or somebody. And he's testifying about music lyrics, and he does a remarkable job. He shows his intelligence level, really. And, you know, to be all dolled up in that outfit and the hair and everything he was in, he spoke just perfectly, and really, really a cool video. If you've never seen it, you can find that on YouTube, I'm sure. And what else we got here? George Michael, I Want Your Sex is coming up on the list. It is. Thank you, Mrs. Hall Around Town, for joining us for a short stint today. Man, it's quiet on here today, folks. The live viewership yesterday was through the roof. Thank you so much for that. And we had some good views on that show. Had about 2,500 views on the show on Thursday last week. And Bonnie saw Dee Snider at the Phrase. He was funny. I saw him too with the Kings of Chaos. It was a good concert. Light My Fire by The Doors was banned. Obviously, we all know Jim Morrison was controversial with some of the things he did. And Dr. Hook's a little bit more, yes. There were several of them that got a slow play or no play until they became hits, and Dr. Hook had several of those. And one that you wouldn't imagine was Sharing the Night Together or whatever, yeah. Something like that. Dr. Hook. Jim Morrison and The Doors down there on the list. Gosh, Neil Young has had several ones banned because he always takes a political stance of some sort. Rage Against the Machine in there with some of their songs. Number 10 on my list is Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Relax. And obviously, if you know the lyrics to that song, there's a reason that it works. It's interesting. There is a Radio 1 disc jockey back in 1984. Mike Reed publicly expressed his distaste of the song, Relax, from Frankie Goes to Hollywood. And he said he refused to play it and subsequently took the record off his turntable and broke it in two. Without consulting Reed, Radio 1 had decided to put the record, or to pull the record, that is, and ironically sent it straight to number one on the charts for 5 weeks. Yeah, make something controversial and it'll become a hit. Isn't that so true? All right, we've got a few more to get to, and then I got to get out of here today. Thank you so much for being here. Tomorrow we'll be with you with Whatever Wednesday coming your way. And Thursday, Who's Playing Out, brought to you by Froggies in Monroe, where we feature the best musicians and venues in the tri-state. And who's playing where? Oh, yes. What's Bonnie saying now? She got to listen to anything other than Lawrence Welk or Benny Goodman. Yeah, well, you had that side of it. And we watched the Lawrence Welk show at home, too. We did. But I was allowed to watch some other things. We watched like the Smothers Brothers, and they had people on. And you know what I realized the other day, and totally off topic, but let me throw it out there. Who is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that should be? Ed Sullivan. Ed Sullivan made more rock stars on his TV program than probably Dick Clark did. But I don't think he's in there. I couldn't find him. Ed Sullivan Show. Interesting. All right, let me keep rolling through here. Imagine by John Lennon was number 8 on my list of songs. And because, you know, religious groups criticize the line, "Imagine there's no heaven," which is interesting. Spinal Tap's Big Bottom was probably never banned. Probably not. Spinal Tap. Man, what a hoot. God Save the Queen by the Sex Pistols. That one was denied airplay in 1977. The Real Slim Shady. FCC fined Colorado Springs radio station $7,000. KKMG in June of 2001 for playing the edited or clean version of this song. Yeah. While this version featured no explicit lyrics, the FCC issued the fine because of the song's sexual references and themes. Wow. 2001. Suicide Solution getting a vote there. Thank you, Roger Dunn, for that. Anybody else have any more they want to throw in there? I'm going to give you my top 5 here. And one is Walk On by U2. That's coming in at number 5 today. And that was a huge song that got banned because of political overtones. I Can't Get No Satisfaction, the Rolling Stones in 1965. And yeah, during a performance of the chart topper on the ABC's music variety show Shindig, the song's line, "Trying to Make Some Girl," was censored. Imagine that. And so it was banned after that. And then 40 years later, it was played at the Super Bowl, which tells you how things change. MC5, Kick Out the Jams. Yeah, some songs were banned. Really strange. It's almost like the band themselves had a target on their back, you know. Like a Prayer, Madonna, 1989. You remember that one? Major controversy worldwide on that one with Madonna. And Pepsi even decided to cancel their advertising campaign, and Pope John Paul encouraged people to boycott Madonna's concerts in Italy. So yeah, Madonna's also been banned in Egypt and faced restrictions in Russia for her music. Like a Prayer. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds makes number 2 spot on my list. The number 2 spot. And somebody said that one earlier, I think. Perhaps. I don't know. Let me see. There we go. All right. So Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, huge controversy because of its numerous drug references and such. And talking about the drug LSD in the thing. So that was the number 2 one. Anybody care to guess? Father figure, George Michael. That one was not on my list today, but George Michael had I Want Your Sex. That was one that was very controversial. Never got banned, though, I don't think. 7 West in the house. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. We're talking about songs that were banned from the radio or that you wouldn't want your parents to hear you listening to. And David Allan Coe's been said a lot. Yes. Anybody know what number 1's going to be today? Come on, you know what it's going to be. Maybe you don't. But I've got it, and I'm ready. F the Police is way down, so don't go with that one. But probably the most controversial song of all time ever put out there. I mean, this song faced criticism from everywhere. And frankly, rightly so. I mean, this was one that was done for strictly reactions. What's going on? Sorry, Gina, you were napping. That's a demerit for you today, my dear. Can't wait to see you on Thursday. Hey, guys, mentioning that too. Thursday, Live at 5 is brought to you on location from the Bell and the Bears 4th anniversary party. We'll be there kicking it off, and that's going to be happening at 5 o'clock. Tune in for our list of who's playing out. And my co-host, Karis, owner of the Bell and the Bear and extraordinarily great person. Is that a word? Musically extraordinarily great. Erotic City did not make the top 10 today. Indian Outlaw, yeah, by Tim McGraw. Yeah, well, there's another one, it's like the Miami Redskins. Everything's getting changed. It is. It's not a Wasp tune. It's not CeeLo Green. You're going to be surprised what the number one is probably. But this is one. Ice-T, if you remember, had a rock group called Body Count. And they did a song, and that's my number one today. What the hell was that? Where'd that come from? Let's try that again. Yeah, there we go. Things are sucking today in the studio. There it is. Our number one song comes to us from a group called Body Count, and the title of that one was Cop Killer. And gosh, that one just was made for controversy. And there was protests, there were boycotts, there was if any company associated with the distribution of the record, this and that caused sales to skyrocket. Of course it did. Chris said Ice-T. He threw it in there. He knew it. All right, so that's our number one. So let's run down the list again. Number 5 song being Walk On by U2. Number 4 for me, I Can't Get No Satisfaction from the Rolling Stones. Number 3, Like a Prayer by Madonna. Number 2, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. And number 1, Cop Killer. There we go. Well, you all have fun with that, Glenn. Enjoy your dolphins there in Siesta Key while you're vacationing and enjoying yourself. Thanks for watching today, guys. Thanks for being a part of the program and commenting. We appreciate it. And yeah, now he sponsors Cane's Chicken Iced Tea. Can you believe that? Yes. But, that's how it goes. It's like, I Can't Get No Satisfaction being banned from the radio, and 40 years later, it's played at the Super Bowl in front of the biggest audience probably you can have. That's how it works. Lindsay, good to see you, my friend. Hope to see you soon somewhere. Let me know where you're going to be, this or that. All right, folks, I got to take off. I'm heading down to Mr. Burroughs Tavern tonight to give you some trivia time. And then tomorrow night, Name That Tune at Heather's, 7 o'clock on the patio. Get a reservation if you're coming to that one. We'll be back tomorrow with Whatever Wednesday live from Heather's at about 5 o'clock. Join us for that. And then on Thursday, live from the Bell and the Bear. Winger 17 was deep on the list. I didn't really mention it, Scotty Long, but it was, yes. Jim Kilroy, thanks for being here today. Guys, thank you so much for supporting live local music and hanging out with us and being part of this silliness we call Haul Around Town Radio. We'll catch you next time. Until then, have a great day, everybody. We'll sign off for now. Bye-bye.